questions. And that meeting that you just mentioned is going to be in Austin, Texas. Is it not May 9th?
May 9th is the plan in Austin, Texas.
Great.
At UT. All right.
My first question goes to the subject of the budget, and just to make sure that we all understand, this is a budget proposal that the President cannot unilaterally implement. It is a budget that has to be authorized and appropriated by Congress, and that may or may not be exactly what the President requests. Is that the case?
I believe we are here, in fact, to seek support for the budget. Yes.
Okay. Secretary Moniz, my next question goes to our oversight responsibilities. And the committee has engaged in continued oversight of the department, including raising questions about DOE's loan guarantee program, DOE home energy standards, a DOE scientist who may have been fired for talking to the committee staff, and then just last week a bipartisan request regarding the Texas Clean Energy Project. While we have received some documents from DOE on these issues, and I appreciate your telling me yesterday that you are conducting an investigation in regard to the home energy standards issue, many of our questions remain outstanding. For example, in the case of the DOE loan guarantee program, we have yet to receive the department's risk list, which would include DOE's assessment of the risk for each loan guarantee. Just last week, news broke that the Ivanpah solar plant, which received $1.6 billion loan guarantee, was struggling to meet its production commitments. And will you be able to assure us today that we will get the information we have requested, including the risk list?
As we discussed, Mr. Chairman, the risk list is very sensitive for proprietary information, but I think the best thing we could do is perhaps arrange a briefing on that risk profile of our various projects.
Okay, let's start with the briefing and then we'll go from there. Thank you. My next question is this, and another subject involves what I mentioned just a minute ago, the DOE scientist who worked with this committee that was fired 6 days after meeting with our committee staff. These discussions took place at the committee's request, and the briefing was organized through DOE Congressional Affairs. I just am curious whether any officials connected to that episode have in any way been sanctioned or uprated, or is that going to wait on some internal investigation?
That particular case, we indeed delved into that, and a settlement was reached that is confidential among the parties, but the employee is employed at the Department of Energy.
Right, I understand that. We are still, however, interested in the circumstances that caused the dismissal of the employee. We're also concerned about an intimidation factor in regard to other employees who might talk to members of our staff. And in that regard, will you also assure us today that you'll provide the documents and information that we have requested? I know some more was forthcoming, I think, yesterday.
Last night, yes.
But not everything we have asked for. And so in regard to what the documents that remain that we've asked for, can we?
Well, I believe our general counsel felt they were being responsive, but let's get together again with your staff, make sure what the staff views is not included in those documents yesterday, and we'll keep working at it to get you what you want.
I would guess your general counsel knows the documents that we have not yet received, and I guess I'm looking for an assurance that all things being equal, that we will get those documents in a timely fashion.
Again, I'm committed to providing documents as much as we can within the constraints the general counsel says. If there are things that are proprietary and need to be kept very close hold, those could be a discussion with the council in terms of.
In regard to this particular subject, we have not been told that any of the documents are proprietary. It's just a question of.
No, it's not proprietary. It's the settlement was reached as a settlement between the employee and the department. And
right. We're looking at communications, as you may or may not know, and those communications I don't think would be a part of any settlement. So to the extent that you can, you will give us the documents.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Secretary Moniz. And the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Lofgren, is recognized for her questions.